Anthony Hill and Emily Allwood are both British, but they're studying at Maastricht University in the Netherlands, where many courses are taught in English. They were hoping that would pave their way to international careers, but after the UK voted to leave the European Union, they're worried.
A whole range of things happen if fees go up for students.
Distraction.
Across the world, people have been watching the choice that Britain has made.
They kind of feel betrayed by the decision of the UK.
We want to be a self-governing country, making our laws in a House of Commons that we elect and the people can remove.
The British people have voted to leave the European Union, and their will must be respected.
The uncertainty of Brexit. English people become one with themselves again. Through trade, I think it'll isolate the UK much more, and by that, other countries will view that as a disadvantage. So rather than being around the UK and going through the UK, it's more of a barrier than anything, because now so many laws will change and it just won't work out for anyone, really.
I voted to remain because I couldn't see any good reasons for leaving. And still can't.
I personally voted to stay in because I knew of the consequences we'll face. But again, we're in a process where it's hard to tell what's going to happen in the next couple of years. I really do hope we do stay in the long run, but again, it is down to the government what's happening.
I voted because I'm a double nationality. I'm British and Greek, so I voted for Remain, obviously.
I'm quite confused about Brexit. I think there are huge social implications of a lot of immigrants being in the country. I was really undecided about what to vote until the day I voted, and now I'm not sure I've voted for the right thing.
I voted Remain, and I like being part of the EU. I like being able to travel to any country in the EU without having to worry about visas, and I like that we have a really diverse population in the UK. So yeah, Remain was my vote. When fees went from 3k to 9k, not only are we talking about greater student debt, we're talking about an entire cultural change in the way students studied, something which I don't think many people predicted, but it put a far greater burden on the student to achieve academically. They wanted to make sure that they were getting value for their money. They were no longer willing to come to university and see what it's like. It was a come to university because I'm getting a job. And that's been damaging in areas, less engagement from students in clubs and societies, things that create a more holistic person ready to go out into the workplace. And students are far more consumer-like now, and the more the prices go up, the more they're going to treat education like a product. And it's not a product, it's different to business, it's education. So yeah, the range of issues is huge, and obviously it affects the poorest in society the heaviest.
Brexit, I hope, will not impact higher education. Look, I have long believed that we should take students out of the net migration figures. A student is not a migrant. A student is a visitor who comes to the United Kingdom, who contributes by means of a fee to attend and participate on a course, and at the end of their qualification period, they either return home, or if they can get a graduate level job, they stay.
If tuition fees increase, if they increase generally, I think a lot of students will consider whether they want to go to university or not. I think if they increase for EU students, then they will just see Britain as a place that they cannot go. It'll be very similar to America in some ways. You know, America has high tuition fees, and most of that's offset by students going to their local university. So, you know, that limits in a way the attraction of those universities. I think that's what will happen here. Particularly EU students, they won't see it as an attractive destination.
The UK is currently a more attractive destination for people to come and study here because it's cheaper than it was before. So a lot of nationals of Spain, of Portugal, of Greece, of different countries, euro-related, euro-based countries, they will find it 15% cheaper with the current currency fluctuations. It will change again, but they'll find it cheaper. So there's an increase of demand for people in overseas countries that they've got a different currency to have a cheaper education in the UK.
I would be very disappointed and very surprised if we wanted to penalise foreign students coming to Britain to study. As I say, they're an enormous source of good for Britain. They're good for our diversity, they're good for our economy. Higher education is a priceless international export for Britain. And I would hope we will be open and welcome and embracing of all those foreign students who want to come and avail themselves of some of the world's top universities.
The best case scenario is we pay exactly the same money to be a part of a free trade area. We have to accept an open border, and basically things stay the same. The bad thing about that is we wouldn't be part of the discussions. We'd basically be accepting the rules without discussion, which is the Norway model. Worst case, we're an island adrift.
I am positive that the Cypriot institutions and the British institutions will find common ground to cooperate and to ensure that the Cypriot students and generally the European students will remain students in the UK. And as the National Student Union of Cypriots, we are we can ensure that we will work with the students in order to achieve this student stability.
Everything we do at CEBU is to do with equality and diversity. It's one of our core values. It's something that whenever we run any event, we go through and make sure this is accessible to everyone. We've got multiple languages at our welcome desk, which is symbolic of the fact that this is the home on campus for all students, and it's just something that runs very deep in what we do. We've got an international president at the Student Union. This is not a English-only place. It's a home for everyone.